And hello everybody, and welcome to Nashua ETV's coverage of something we haven't done before. High school girls softball. We are here at Nashua South Field, the Nashua South Panthers against the Nashua North Titans. And Tom King along with Jason Roby, Tim O'Neill on camera, Pete Johnson our executive producer. I've gone through our lineup, and now let's see if Natalie Ward, the pitcher for Nashua South, Jason, can go through the North lineup.
Well, you mentioned, Tom, she throws nothing but strikes, so up right now in the count, she's facing third baseman Mackenzie Tanner. She leads off for the Titans. The Titans come in, as that ball sails a little bit high, come in with a record of 1-13, the lone win against Manchester Memorial, while South enters today's contest at, I believe, it is 3-11.
3-11,
but
right.
a couple of those games have been pretty close against Concord, and they beat Pinkerton 8-7.
Jekyll and Hyde team. They play some teams really close, and they've had some close games against good teams.
Right. As I mentioned, they beat Pinkerton 8-7, and they gave Concord everything they could handle, a 6-1 loss.
I think it's been a year of progress for Kevin Handy. I think for Nashua North, they lost a lot of their talent to graduation last year, even though they didn't have a season. They had a lot of good players. Lexi Miranda, one of them. I mean, a lot of good players.
Right.
So they're rebuilding, and it's been a tough start. And they had to start the season against some really powerful teams.
Jenna Gianelli doing a nice job as she keeps her team fired up, as the leadoff hitter will make her way down to first base as Tanner goes to first, and Paige Stapleton, the right fielder, will bat second here. So a good start for Nashua North. Beautiful field here at Nashua South High School. And a beautiful day for softball.
Sure is.
That rising pitch there.
And now
Stapleton able to stay off of it.
And in this game, if you get on first, usually you're going to try to get to second. I mean, on your own.
Right.
So let's see if that happens.
Well, control is important here from the pitcher.
Well, Natalie Ward she's had a game where she had 19 strikeouts earlier in the year. So she can throw strikes. The question is, can she do it consistently?
A nice snap throw there down from the catcher to the first baseman. That was Elizabeth DeRush with a great throw to first.
Liz DeRush is a good catcher. She's got some softball talent.
Heading the count now is Stapleton. That ball hit foul as it rolls up the embankment towards us.
We are in foul ball territory.
Well, we are definitely that.
So
didn't bring my glove here today, Tom.
I was just going to say, I didn't bring mine either.
Did not bring my glove, so Tim O'Neill will be counting on his cat-like reflexes here. That ball in the dirt, a good stop there by DeRusha to hold the runner at first as she quickly takes a peek at Tanner.
Yeah, Ward with the windmill style, but she's been rolling too many pitches in right now.
Pretty strong wind here today, Tom, at the field.
Yeah,
not sure what that'll do.
When is it not windy at this field, So Ward is now having a little bit of problem getting into a rhythm.
She's been low, she's been high, and the book on her, Tom, is when she is on, she throws strikes.
Right.
She's a in command type of pitcher. Having some issues now with the control. Nice pitch there, the off speed. And rings her up, So one down here in the bottom of the first as the catcher, Riley Brady, will make her way into the box to face Ward. Brady's a senior catcher here for the Titans. She'll dig in.
Nashua North already knows who they'll play in the tournament as all the pairings came out. They'll have Bishop Girton in the first round on Memorial Day.
Right.
Monday morning.
You a fan of that, Tom? I know you wrote an article recently regarding the pairings and so forth. You still like the regional thing? That ball gets through the wickets as taking second base will be Tanner.
And there's the danger of the rolling pitches that Ward has had. So a wild pitch, runner at second. I'm not a fan of playing on Memorial Day, I'll tell you that.
Right. That should have been the first question.
Yeah, exactly. I like the regional setup. I really do. I don't think it'll continue. I think they'll go back to the old format of seeding everybody 1 through 18 or 1 through 16 or whatever next year once things settle down with COVID. But this year, I think it's the way to go. You have to do it that way.
Right.
It gives everybody a chance. That was the whole idea. And another walk, and we got runners at first and second with 1 out.
Yeah, control problems right now for Ward as she takes a step outside the back of the circle. She'll try to get her composure. She'll face the cleanup hitter, Mackenzie Brady. The sophomore first baseman will step into the right side box. Ward digs in now. As Tom mentioned, using that windmill style, whips it in, and that ball low, and if not for a good stop again by DeRusha, you could have runners at second and third.
Yeah, Ward's got to get that. She's got to elevate her pitches.
As we mentioned before, Jenna Gianelli, the head coach for the Titans. Meanwhile, Kevin Handy, the head man over at South, and that fastball finds the zone. It was a rising fastball, looked to be called for a strike. Taking all the way there was Brady. Not sure if it fooled her, but a good-looking pitch from Ward. And the off-speed pitch there, Tom.
Another one.
She came at her with a fastball pitch prior and then took something off. It looked like a slow riser there, and Brady was out in front of it.
Well, you know what? If I'm Jenna Gianelli, I send these runners.
I'm going to test that arm.
I'm going to put DeRusha to the test early.
Ooh, that one missed inside, maybe a little low.
Was that the knees? I thought that was a good pitch. It must have been inside.
And that one might drop in there, Tom. Just foul. That would have produced potentially the game's first run.
Jason, the keys for both teams, obviously in lacrosse, in softball and in baseball, you look at a pitching, right?
Right.
But in softball, more importantly, I think you're going to hit the ball.
Yeah, put it in play.
Defense.
Yeah.
These teams have struggled defensively. That's where they have to improve.
Ooh, and a good pitch there, fought off well.
Good pitch and a good way to stay alive.
I think Mackenzie shortened up her bat there, was able to get around on that fastball.
Yeah. But if I'm North, I want to put that ball in play.
We'll see if Ward comes back with something off speed here. As Brady was reading fastball all the way on that last pitch, and she took a little something off and rung her up for the second out.
That's a tough one to take. An off-speed pitch to the outer part of the plate. Just try to fend that off if you can. Hit it foul.
Both of these outs, Tom, thus far have come via the way of the K, both looking. So 2 outs now. Runners on first and second for the Titans. Ward with a chance to get out of an early jam here.
Boy, that's tough. And you know what? If she doesn't try to overthrow, she's in good shape.
Samantha Small, the shortstop, will step into the box. That pitch is a little high. The sun is beating down from behind us. Gotta give thumbs up to the grounds crew, Tom, at both North and South High School.
Ooh.
And got caught there.
Yeah.
And a nice pitch off speed. But a great job by the grounds crew at both North and South. The grass, we haven't had a lot of rain lately, and the fields look really, really good.
Were you out mowing at North?
You got that right, sir.
I figured, yeah.
And
that's a strike.
A strike, yep. A delayed call there, but
she's up in the count now, so.
And I think that's probably the key. Get ahead of these batters, then you can use your arsenal of pitches to determine what you want to throw to these batters.
Off speed to the outer part. No, fastball gone.
And rung her up. 3
and there
outs
you go.
via the K.
I told you she is a strikeout machine if she wants to be, and she just did it, striking out the side to go along with a hit by pitch and 2 walks. North leaves 2. We played a half inning. It's no score.
The next game, Tom, between for these two will be against one another at North on Wednesday, I believe.
Yep.
4 o'clock first pitch schedule over there.
And we've got on ETV that night at Holman Stadium. From Holman Stadium, we have North-South baseball.
That should be a good one.
Which
They're
is
playing.
which is going on as we speak.
About 20 more minutes,
Oh,
I think,
that's right,
until
so
first pitch. A 4:30
it's a
kickoff there.
4:30
Yep.
start,
Yep.
which allows me to stop there on the way home.
Look at that, Tom.
How about that, huh?
Now, did you call and ask for that favor, or did that just happen by chance?
If I ever call and ask for any favors, I get a dial tone right away. So.
Please hold, and
Yeah,
then the disconnection.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm with you.
know?
With you. Ran on into Billy Stump, longtime Nashua throws coach at Nashua South, over in the throwing circle.
Well, our man Bill Sabowski's out there on the bases umping today.
Is that Bill Sabowski,
Bill
the umpire?
Sabowski.
I'll have to
Now
give
let me
him
tell
a
you a
hard
story.
time.
Let me tell you a good story.
Okay.
So Sabowski, as he always does, wakes me up one morning at 7:30, and I don't answer.
Sure.
I don't answer the phone.
Sure.
So I call him back later in the day. Oh, I wanted to tell you. I want to put a bug in your ear. See if you can write something about putting Riviera. Let's make Riviera a host for the tournament. They should play more games at Riviera. I did a game over there. He umpired a Wyndham game over there.
Sure.
Wyndham played over there.
Sure.
I said, you know what, Bill? You got a good point. Later that day, I checked the tournament pairings and the tournament sites.
Sure enough.
Riviera, sure enough.
There
Already,
it is.
before Bill Sabowski even made a call to the NHIAA, right?
Lizette Medina with the off-speed pitch there gets Natalie Ward, her positional counterpart, out in front swinging, strike one.
So they will have the Division I final at Riv and the Division II final at Riv. There's a ball in play. They had the infield in. It drops over.
Nice piece of hitting there by Ward. She stayed back on that one, was able to deliver it over the second baseman's head for a leadoff single.
So that will be the case. I believe, I think it's noon and 2:30.
Okay.
Division I is first, Division II is second. At Riv. Next year, I vote for these two teams playing at Riv under the lights, if they can.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Slap hit there is going to find the
one.
gap in between the third baseman and the shortstop. So two quick base runners on back-to-back singles by Jillian Daly, the third baseman, and
again,
pitcher Ward.
We're not talking about hard hit balls,
No.
but it's where the defense was positioned.
Yep.
The ball just went the other way. So now I get runners at first and second, nobody out, and Ward is the lead runner for South.
Elizabeth DeRusha, the catcher, now in the front of that box, and she'll take strike one. Good looking pitch there from Medina. Important for her to get up. 0-1 now. Way out in front of that one. So you're probably not going to see much in the line of speed and fastball. I think you're going to see some changes in the level, some off-speed stuff from Medina. Maybe a riser here, a sinker there. And DeRush has gotten a look at two of them so far. We'll see what she does. She fights off that third one.
Yeah, see the riser and the off-speed stuff, they're not used to hitting this.
Right.
So this is a challenge.
0-2 now to the catcher for the Purple Panthers. DeRusha gets out in front of that one, and it is just foul. Just foul on this side of the third base.
Kevin Handy beside himself. He thought it was
He thought
fair.
maybe it went over the bag, but looked like it was definitely foul, Tom King.
It did.
So staying alive now. Count still 0-2 as DeRusha will take the offering from Medina. And again way out in front.
Yep. So now you know what I do is I put it to the outer part of the plate.
Well, not just that, too. And if you look at where DeRusha's lined up in the box, she is towards the front of the batter's box.
Right, but she's looking to pull.
No doubt about it.
She's looking to pull. So
but she's so far out in front of it.
So I go to the outer part.
And she got fisted there.
Yeah.
That's going to find the gap, and runner's going to be held at third. So bases are now loaded on 3 consecutive singles. Say that 3 times fast as DeRusha singles into the center field gap. Cleanup hitter Alexis Roberge now, the second baseman, will play cleanup as Coach Gianelli will come out and talk it over with her team. Meanwhile, Coach Handy talking to his batter and base runners. A little bit of a wind coming over our shoulders here. Little cocktail trivia for you, Tom King. Wasn't sure if you knew this, but the athletic director here in Nashua, Lisa Gingras, also the owner of a softball championship coaching at, where you ask? Salem High School.
Really?
I knew
she was a volleyball coach at Alvern. I didn't know she coached softball at Salem.
Yes, I believe the great program over at Salem, and she took over for, I believe,
for Harold?
It was a year. I believe
for
1
Harold
year
Sachs?
he had a sabbatical or something to that effect, and Lisa tells me they won a title. That one sent sky high. Looks like it's going to stay fair territory. The ball is dropped. You'll have a force at home plate. Ball is offline.
They did not play the force.
No infield fly. They're going to call the infield fly rule, and
yes, batter's out.
Batter is.
Runner is advancing at their own risk, so the run scores.
I was waiting to see if that call would be made, and sure enough it was. So the infield fly rule for the first out. But the game's first run across the board. So 1-0 Purple Panthers. Medina now to deliver. The off speed is in the dirt.
Nope.
No advancement there.
Not much room with the backstop. No. So any pitcher that goes by has got to really go by.
Daly thought about it, but Coach Handy was right there to say, not so fast, my friend.
Yeah, why risk it?
Well, with only one down, runners at second and third. And a good pitch there, a nice piece of hitting. Hit directly to the center fielder, a chance to double him up at second. A good catch, well positioned in the outfielder there was Kaylin Carbonneau.
Boy, Carbonneau did a great job. She didn't panic. She stood right there, knew exactly where the ball was. That ball was right at her. Right at her.
Well, Robinson got a good piece of it, and unfortunately for her, it was right to the glove.
All right, so
Carbonneau.
Well, I'll tell you, if North can get out of this, they're going to play a little cat and mouse here at third base. If North can get out of this, bases loaded, nobody out, and get out of it with just one run.
Right.
That's an accomplishment.
Well, it'll be up to Morgan Gillis to see what she can do. And she gets out in front, and that one finds the gap. This could score a pair, Tom. And it will.
Yep. Line drive base hit with runners at second and third is normally going to get the job done.
Nice piece of hitting there by the shortstop, Morgan Gillis, to get two runners around, as it's now a 3-0 advantage for Nashua South. Natalia Rogers, the center fielder for the Panthers, will step in to face Medina. And that ball a little bit low in the box.
Yeah, if I'm Kevin Handy, I am going to either do a hit and run or send the runner.
Let's see what the Panthers have dialed up here. Out in front of that one. Strange spin, play at second, and they're calling her safe. Bill Sabowski on the call. I thought the ball beat her. Maybe the feet were not in contact.
I thought the ball beat her too.
That was a fielder's choice.
And a safe play.
So still 2 down here, a force at any base for the Titans. Medina delivers, and this is Isabel Medeiros, the left fielder. 2 down now. And if she gets on, Victoria Walker, the right fielder, will get a shot at it. Squaring up to bunt will take the strike. Runner will advance from second to third.
With no play.
So runners at the corners now for the Panthers. Medeiros taking a swing at one well above her head. That's going to end things here in the first inning.
Big strikeout to end the inning. Okay, you got out of it with 3 runs after bases loaded, nobody out. Would have loved to have held them to 1 run, but escaped really major damage.
Right.
So it's 3-0 in favor of Nashua South. We played 1 inning here at South High School. In the great outdoors.
In the great outdoors. A beautiful day here. The state track meet for the girls will be at Winnicunnet on Thursday.
Both of them are at Winnicunnet.
And the boys will be at Winnicunnet on Friday night.
Yeah. Both at 4.
Is digging into the box now for her first look
no, they're
at
excited.
Ward.
They're excited they don't have to listen to John Collins.
Oh, there you go. Very good. And this, yeah, we got a beep again. And that pitch taken high. This is looks to be Erilyn Lopez. I think my score sheet is wrong. So Erilyn Lopez.
Yeah,
is
I don't have.
I
don't have Lopez hitting either.
So that could be a mistake in what we received earlier. There could have been a change. That's okay. We'll adjust on the fly. Erilyn Lopez.
Just want to make sure it doesn't mistake all the way down the rest of the lineup. We
right.
have to make sure we have the right ones for the rest of it.
The argument to go paperless, rearing its ugly head here, is papers flying around. Nice pitch there.
The last time
Lopez takes a strike.
I did a game for ETV out on the field, Tim O'Neill may remember this. It was at Bishop Girton, and we were finishing up a postponed a game that was suspended against Trinity. And we did it at Elliott Field. There's a third strike. They got to throw down to first, and they get her.
And a good heads-up play there by DeRusha to chase down that riser and get the throw over to first.
So where did we do the game, you ask? We did it above, right above beyond first base on that hill, just beyond first. Yep. So we have the right. Let's see who we have now.
I got number 2. So this should be Kayla Redmond, I believe. So something definitely changed here between early this morning. So we'll make the change in our scorebook. Yeah, this is Kayla Redmond. And that looked like a pretty good pitch. Yeah, it was. She takes a strike. So Kayla Redmond is now up.
And we don't know where she's playing. Pop up, foul territory. It's catchable. No.
Oh, the fan had a chance there.
The wind, I think, took that.
Yep.
Wind is becoming a factor all over the place, especially here at the scorer's table.
Redmond will dig into the box to face the next offering from Ward. Ward seems like she's settled in at this point.
Oh, nice pitch.
And a good cut there by Redmond, was able to foul that one back. So 2 strikes now to the number 7 hitter. And that is going to be rung up for strike 3.
And that is the 5th strikeout for Ward.
And 4 of them have come just watching them, Tom. So
yep.
This is number 3. So we were off by 1 all the way down. I don't know why. This is Callan Carbonneau now. So I wonder if Medina will be next. Carbonneau made a nice catch in center field earlier. Time is called. They're going to say she was hit by the pitch, I believe. So she will take first base, does Carbonneau.
That always happens. If you're one player, if there's a change in one player, you usually will renovate, you usually will echo all the way down the rest of the lineup.
So time will be called here. We'll get a chance to fix our rosters. We'll see who's batting here, Tom. I can't see a number on the young lady who's about to bat. I have it maybe as Rachel Riddell, but I'm not sure. It looks like number 8, so that is correct, I believe.
Rachel Riddell. Yep.
So Riddell will bat in the 9 spot.
Which is where she was.
Which is where she was. So I think the whole...
The DH for the pitcher?
The DH for the pitcher must be the deal. They had the pitcher hitting earlier, so...
Yep.
But that's okay. Things change. So Riddell, the number 9 hitter, will dig in for the Titans. And looking for, I don't know if that was going to be a slap hit or some type of a tap.
She tried to drag a bunt.
But they were rushing from third base. They were ready for that, Tom.
Such a young team for National North.
Jillian Daly was ready for that, and she still is. We'll see. And they'll take a run at it. Play at second. Does she have the ball? She does. And she is out. What a strike from DeRusha.
Great throw by DeRusha.
Steal.
Great throw by DeRusha. I like the idea of trying to steal. You got to put pressure on Ward.
Yeah, you have to manufacture runs sometimes too,
Yep.
Tom, if the offense isn't clicking the way you want, and that's one way to do it, and you're an overthrow away from having a runner at third.
I like the call.
Yep. So we'll come to the bottom of the second here. Nashua South still nursing that 3-0 lead. And it'll be imperative for the Titans as this game wears on to get some runners into scoring position. You look at that first inning, and they had a couple of runners on, and nobody out, couldn't do anything with it. Ward settled down nicely. Medina will come back to the hill here for the second inning. And I believe, they were pinch hitting for the pitcher. So getting her first look at Medina will be the right fielder, Victoria Walker. Walker is the 9 hitter.
Here's what I want to see for one of these two teams. I want to see one of the balls go right over into the woods.
Into the woods.
I don't know if anyone's hit one out here.
Nice cut there by Walker. Send one back behind the backstop. Down 0-1 now to Medina. So as we mentioned earlier, important for Lizette Medina to work ahead here when she faces these batters.
Bunt.
Squaring up to bunt. Taken there for a late strike call. 0-2 now to Walker. See, Tom, after that cut, I'm thinking I'm letting her swing away. And that was a nice swing.
It was. Now she's down 0-2.
Oh, and she held off of that slow riser
See,
from
that
Medina.
slow riser is getting people waving at it right and left.
Right.
Because it's just, they can't time it.
And they're so far forward in the box here.
That's
nice
going to
ring.
No!
Wow.
Where was that?
Well.
Wow, well, because we have a bad angle. We're
We
from
do.
the side, so it could have been out. The only way I could see it had to be outside.
Outside the plate, right?
That's another good pitch right there.
But there's a good pitch, and that'll get the strikeout.
And it was almost the identical pitch.
So Walker will strike out swinging as
It's a great job by Medina. It really was.
Natalie Ward will get her second shot at Medina. Ward gets out in front of that one. One hop there to the left fielder.
You know, the way that those pitches are, if I'm looking at until the power hitters get up, I bring the outfielders in.
Right.
Because I think you have a chance to catch that.
Well, and not to mention, we remember Carbonneau making that play in center field. She didn't have to move, and she was in relatively close.
Relatively close, exactly.
And that one is a gimme.
Nice play.
Jillian Daly pops one up to the catcher, so
the runner holds, so the bunt on a pop-up.
So that'll bring up DeRusha. DeRusha.
You're going to hit and run with DeRusha here because she can hit.
And just as we say that, a nice catch there in center
what
field.
What a great job in center.
And that will do it.
See, that was one hitter where, again, the power hitters, you don't do that. So
right.
You bring them out. That's a great job by Nashua North to shut South down in that inning. No runs, no hits. No, one hit.
One hit.
No errors and one left. We have played 2 here at South Field. 3-0 Panthers.
You got to feel good about what you just saw there. If you're Coach Gianelli, the Titans did some nice work defensively in the field.
That's just it, and that's killed them. You know, it's killed everybody
Right.
who's played this year because they didn't have a year last year.
Right.
So it's killed a lot of these teams. You know, the one sport that I've seen good defensive play from, baseball, not bad. The problem, the outfield play. Judging fly balls. It's been tough for hitters to do that this year at Holman Stadium for some reason. For outfielders to do that.
And that's just a matter of, I would imagine, repetition, knowing your field, and how many times did they have a chance to get on that surface maybe. Maybe that plays a small part in it.
Well, they don't practice there, so.
Right.
And now the time is going to be even more limited because the Silver Knights will take over. They're arriving tomorrow, at least the players that they have.
The defending champion,
Yeah.
Silver Knights.
And they're in a problem. I was going to talk about this on Friday. The problem that the FCBL is having is starting so early. A lot of colleges have teams at tournaments.
Right. Right.
So they have a lot of temporary contracts that they've issued out. And they may go into the season with a roster of maybe only 20 players. So here we go. Top of the third for Nashua North.
Building the roster, oh so important for leagues like that, Tom, in terms of your pitching in the later months.
Yep. And this is Riddell, who was at the plate last inning when the throw was made down.
Ward started her off with a fastball. Nice pitch there from Natalie.
Listen to that wind blow.
Looking for that slap hit and stepping out of the box, and count will even up at 1-1.
I believe Ward is just a sophomore, right?
I believe that is the case.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is gonna be
No, she's a senior.
She's a senior.
Ward is a
okay,
senior.
all right.
That pitch taken outside. 2-1 now to Riddell.
And hear that wind. It's not thunder, it's wind.
And that
It's a
ball
strike.
taken again for a strike. So count evens up at 2-2 now. Ward digs in. Riser.
Yep.
And they're going to say that she went
went.
around.
Yeah,
and
she
she
went with
did.
the bunt.
Strike
Yep.
out there.
Number 6, I believe, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yep.
6.
4 via the look, 2 via the
Yeah.
swing.
6 strikeouts in less than 3 innings for Natalie Ward.
Kenzie Tanner, the third baseman, will get her second look.
Hit by a pitcher first time up.
Ward will start her off with a fastball taken for a strike there. 0-1 the count now to Tanner. Tanner, a junior.
Ooh.
That rise,
Oh,
did she go
wait a
around?
minute.
They're going to ask Sabowski. He doesn't hesitate. Strike 2. She definitely went all the way around, and that one had her fooled. That was that rising pitch that she just couldn't catch up to.
Nope. And swung way late. That was the thing. Swung way late.
And that one
Low.
will be low. Ball 2 strikes now. Nice pitch there by Ward. Put a little extra hot sauce on that one.
A little mustard on it, and it had some velocity and great location. 7.
So Tanner will strike out. As Tom mentioned, 7th strikeout of the day. Paige Stapleton, the right fielder, will get her second look. She struck out looking her first time at bat. That ball taken low and away for ball 1.
Natalie Ward right now the story of this game.
Nice pitch there was.
No, did
No,
not
missed
get
it.
the call.
took a little something off of that one, and if it missed, it didn't miss by much, Tom. There's that riser again.
Yeah, exactly. What's the one thing she hasn't done in the last inning or two? She hasn't rolled the ball.
Yep.
She seems to have more control. Got into a rhythm. Not too pressured. Nobody on base.
There's the riser again, and that's strikeout number 8.
Nope, not yet. Nobody left the field.
I apologize.
Nobody left the field. So
I thought we had 2 strikes.
Yeah,
My
so
apologies to everybody watching at home.
No, but
My
you know what?
apologies to Paige.
You know what? She throws that pitch again, she will have strikeout number 3. Number 3 in this inning. Nope.
I think you're right. She came low. Now she's going to come high again. That's kind of been the bread and butter. Come low, then go high. Ride that high fastball. We'll see if Stapleton can stay off of it. That's just a fastball. So a couple of pitches late.
North getting some late swings, so they have to be able to time Ward. But Ward has mixed it up, Jason, to the point where they're not able to time her.
Right.
So that's the problem. She's changed speeds. Whereas I don't think Medina has. I mean, she's got 1 speed. What she's done is locate.
Yeah, location has been a benefit for her, and she's had some hitters that have been out front of it. But you're right, Tom. Obviously, Ward's ability to change speeds, to change locations, to change levels, really, through the strike zone. A lot of those strikes early were strikes that were looking. Now they're strikes swinging, and that's as a result of the rising fastball. So
we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Roberts will lead it off. 4, 5, and 6 due up for Nashua South.
Roberts was the infield fly rule called on her from the last inning.
Infield fly rule, but runner at their own risk. The runner scored as the ball was dropped.
RBI on that, Tom?
No, I wouldn't think so.
And a nice piece of hitting there. She didn't miss that one.
Now let's see if Kevin Handy. No, because I believe I thought it might have been. You could call an error on that play because it was a catchable ball and it was dropped.
But Tom, that was Alexis Roberts with the nice piece of hitting there.
Yeah, and now let's see if Alexis Roberts is going to run because I think she is. Leadoff person, leadoff player on. Yeah.
Chance to double her up. I think they got her. They did. Double play turned by the Titans. Wow.
Flashing some letters, Nashua and North.
So a great job there.
That's a great job. Boy, they have played well defensively.
It's kept them in the game, Tom.
It has. 6-3 double play. And let's see, this is going to be a tough one.
Wind is wreaking some havoc.
It is.
It hung up there long enough that it wreaked some havoc with the right fielder, and we're going to have a stand-up triple here.
Yep.
Unless they're calling an error. I'm not sure what the official score is.
I'm not going to because of the wind. I think the wind had her turning around 5 different ways.
Well, that had Paige Stapleton, the right fielder, turning every which way, and
it's a misplayed triple is how I call it.
So we'll give Gillis the benefit of the triple. And she stands.
And look at this. The infield all gets together with the catcher and the pitcher around the circle.
Yeah. Social distancing at its finest, Tom.
Oh, this is a riot next to me. The dog just took a toy out of its little toy box.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Did you bring anything for yourself, Tom?
I was just going to say, how come we don't have a toy box, you know?
That ball was high and away.
I'd go chase a bag of potato chips right now.
Absolutely right, sir.
Collins brings all sorts of stuff.
Does he bring goodies? Yeah.
Yeah, he brings all sorts of toys.
A nice looking pitch there. I think that also was a ball.
Yeah, I don't know why.
So Center fielder Rogers now ahead in the count.
Tell you what,
Dina to deliver.
Oh, right there.
Great positioning, Johnny on the spot.
Let me tell you, I am impressed with North's defense today.
Mackenzie Tanner was positioned perfectly to catch that line drive third out.
You may say, well, they hit right at him, but you know what? I think earlier in the year they weren't making those plays.
Right.
They're making them now. So South comes up empty. They get a leadoff hit and a two-out triple, but come away empty. 3-0 still.
3-0, and obviously if you're Nashua North, you know this is Battle of the Bridge. This is, you throw the records out the window. These teams want to beat each other. They all know each other, but you want bragging rights, and it's great to be out here finally playing. It has been a difficult school year at best, crazy with all the rules and the changes, but I will tell you this, the kids have been outstanding. Whatever they've been asked to do, they have done.
Yep. But
wear a mask, social distance, testing, it's been really good.
But I know they're all back in school in the building. You know how I know? When I see Nate Masrow with a tie. That's how I know. Drove by here with a white shirt and a tie.
Yeah.
He's in the golf cart. That's what I know. He's got a report for duty.
Tom, you wrote a nice article about the latest inductees of the Nashua High School Athletics Hall of Fame.
I watched your interviews. I didn't do the full-length ones, which I'm sure were great, but I watched your interviews, and great questions. You and Nate, great job. Hit her on the ankle.
Brady will take first on the hit by pitch. You know, Tom, it was easy to. It was so easy to do. It really was.
No, because they all have stories to tell.
Outstanding young individuals, and you know, it's funny. It's like when I see Kolei, I still remember him as a 17-year-old senior, and
I thought his was the best.
Yeah, Kolei's was really good.
Kolei, he's not overly emotional,
right,
but he lets you know what his emotions are.
Right.
And he told you exactly what he was going through when he wasn't drafted, had to wait a couple of days for free agency. I remember that.
That's right.
I was down in the hotel room in Florida. I go, what's going on?
Mackenzie Brady, the first baseman, fouls off a couple of good pitches here.
Hold on, my agent's calling me.
Yeah, some great stories from Kolei.
Oh, my God.
I tell you, I watched that national championship game that was being played between UMass and Georgia Southern. He just had a game for the ages.
Yes, he did.
You can't have a defensive game like that.
No.
And I don't know if one's been had since.
What a great player.
Quick snap throw down to first as time is called there by Brady. She slides in safely.
It was so it was just so funny. I'll tell you after this next pitch.
Ward now finding her way on the mound, front of the rubber. Nice pitch there, off speed.
They got another strikeout for Ward. That's 8.
And again, Tom, all via the swing. Early on, they were looking. They were taking them looking. Now
the last 3 have been the swing. Because you know why? We're getting later in the game. Their timing are a little bit better, they think.
Yeah.
And they're getting a little anxious. They want it. They feel that they can't wait her out anymore.
Right.
See, they've been trying to get the runner at first a little bit. There's a couple throws down there.
Samantha Small, the shortstop, with her second look.
And again, if I'm Jenna Gianelli, I want to send the runner. I want to put some more pressure on South. See what happens.
Ooh, that pitch taken for a strike. Looked a little high. We'll see what Coach Gianelli does here. Will they test the arm of DeRusha? She has answered the call and shown that she is not afraid to do the snap throw down to first either. That was a good-looking pitch and called for a strike. Down quickly here now is Small. Small struck out looking her first time at bat, so she's got to shorten up that bat and protect the plate here.
There's going to be a temptation to throw down at first if she strikes her out.
That would be
she's going to run.
She was going anyway, and I think...
And all of a sudden, Ward now has started to roll a couple pitches, and that's when she gets into trouble. She was going on the pitch before it was even rolled by. So
right.
It's a stolen base. So we have a chance for a play at third or a base hit that could score a run. High. And again, DeRusha trying to keep that runner at second honest.
Swing and a miss there.
Oh,
so
boy.
2 outs now. Runner on second.
And here's the stat for you. North has not made an out non-strikeout.
In the field, right.
Not made it out in the field.
Well, yeah, they got caught stealing.
Yep.
So, but not via the hit, right?
Not via a batted ball.
Right. That pitch comes right across the letters as a strike to Lopez, the second baseman.
I believe, are we at 10 or are we at 9? I think we're at 9.
Ooh,
That's
that one gets away.
She's going to go in standing up to third. I got to call that a pass ball.
Pass ball, yeah, that hit her in the glove and got to make that play.
Yep.
So you've had a pretty good inning pitching-wise, except for the hit by a pitch,
now,
and
Lopez
that runner's now at third.
If Lopez could put one up the middle or just over the second baseman's head, they got to run. Oh, fastball just to the out. Oh, he calls it. That's we can't hear him.
Right.
So he yelled strike, but his signal was late.
He's saying it, we're just not hearing it,
Right.
Tom. You're right. And then the arm comes up. So Lopez now has to protect that plate. Ooh, and she does just that, fouling that off to the right side.
The best umpire for letting you know what's going on. We have George Tebbets on our committee.
Oh, sure, on our committee.
Cy Tebbets. I think it's George. Is it George's nephew? I'm not sure.
Sure.
Cy, absolutely unbelievable. Bellows everything out. And he's the
she's going to try and score. She does, and waiting there for her was DeRusha. So the aggression does not pay off there. As you mentioned early, Tom, that short backstop really didn't have to chase the ball that far.
Nope, but you know what? I like the play.
Lopez got aggressive, and it was close.
I like the plays. Try it.
Why not?
Try it. Why not? What do you have to lose? You know? And we go into the bottom of the fourth already.
It's crazy.
And 3-0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We are in double figures for Ward in strikeouts. She has 10. I believe she has a season high of 19 earlier this year.
You have her at how many strikeouts, Tom?
10.
I got 9. I have her at 9 strikeouts.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. She struck out 3 in the first, right?
I got 3 in the first, all looking.
2 in the second, so
correct.
That's 5.
Yep.
3 in the third, that's 8, and 2 last inning, that's 10.
Correct. I think I missed that third one in the third inning,
yep.
So you are correct.
Yep, so she has 10 strikeouts. Like I said, no batted ball, 2 runners caught down on the base paths, and the rest have been strikeouts.
And meanwhile, and I don't want to throw the jinx out there, but North is hanging around. They've had runners at first and second. They've had a runner at third, not able to get her around. But if they can hang around a little longer, they've been flashing some leather in the field, making some nice plays defensively to keep them in it.
I'll tell you what they need. They need a hit.
Yeah.
They need to get some confidence with the bat. So. But anyway, with Kolei, right?
Yes.
It was always, I just got a kick out of it. I'd walk, you cover the pages, you're walking in the locker room, and all the players, they don't want to talk to you. There's Kolei. Hey, how you doing, Kolei? He's smiling and grinning.
Oh, yeah. Always smiling.
Everybody's looking at me like, what's going on here,
Oh, that one hit a mile in the air.
Yeah, but it's catchable in right field.
And a good play there.
Yep.
I tell a story, Tom, I hope you get, if you watch the full interview about his visit to Boston College. We saw Lou Holtz and the Fighting Irish taking on Boston College and the outgoing Coach Hennig at the time for BC. But we went into that weight room, and Kolei was eyeballing some of the results of the weights and the times and so forth in the 40. And he felt pretty confident that he belonged at that level of play because his numbers were similar to what those Boston College kids were.
Right.
And Another high fly ball to center field.
A late jump, but she recovered.
Yeah, good play there. Was positioned just deep enough and then could come forward instead of running backwards. 2 outs quickly here.
This is amazing. The defense and the way that the pace of this game and everything else. How well it's been played lately, or the strategy involved. It's been a good battle between these two teams.
Strike there.
I always wondered where he would end up, in college.
Yeah, I had a chance to go see him play in person, and of course he played outside linebacker early on. They moved him inside.
You were the secondary. You were doing the secondary then.
He played strong safety, kind of outside linebacker. At the time, we called it just a strong safety, and so he was in our position group. And it was fun to watch him play, boy. Nice piece of hitting there. That's going to fall in for a base hit. 3rd hit of the day for pitcher Natalie Ward, picking herself up on the other end here with 2 down in the 4th inning. We'll see if Jillian Daly can move her on the base paths. But yeah, Collet was certainly a great initiation into the Nashua High School athletics.
Well, it's his 2nd Hall of Fame. He's in the UMass Hall of Fame as well.
Right. I told him, we weren't going to let him in until he proved himself worthy at the college level. He got a kick out of that. I run into him. We're both dance dads at TDC. A nice piece of hitting there. That's going to fall into the gap between right and center.
That may score a run. They're going to send her home.
And she held up. I think she would have made it, Tom.
Kevin Handy right arm was out saying go, go, and she held up. So a double, and you get runners at 2nd and 3rd with 2 down. Chance to kind of break it open for Lizzie DeRusha here with a base hit. Jenna Gianelli comes out, and here's the circle.
And this is a good conversation right now because you got 2 quick outs, and suddenly
I love the conversations. We got 2 going on right here. One down in front of us with Kevin Handy going over all the situations, and one with Jenna Gianelli going over all the situations.
Right.
Great coaching on both sides, making sure each player knows exactly what to do if the ball is hit.
Well, there's 2 down here in the inning, so anything that's hit, beyond the pitcher, you have to believe that Ward will make a beeline for home. And that ball in the dirt, a good scoop there by Riley Brady, the catcher for the Titans.
This is big. Well, Brady's got to make sure if the ball gets by her that she gets to it quick, and Medina has to cover home. I think Handy will hold his runners up if the ball gets by her.
And that ball was about an inch too high. Otherwise, I think DeRusha would have crushed that pitch. But she stayed off of it because it was a little high. And that one, an unbelievable, Tom. What a great play there. They get out of the inning. DeRusha with the ground ball out to end things in the 4th.
No runs, 2 hits. There were no errors. 2 Panthers left. We've played 4 innings here at South Field. It's a great game going on right now, 3-0.
We talked earlier, Tom, both of these teams beat Manchester Memorial. That is the lone win record-wise for Nashua North. But then you look at Nashua South. They beat Pinkerton, which is a 12-3 team right now. They beat Pinkerton 8-7.
Yeah, that's a good win.
They beat Manchester Central. And I think one of the games that I'm looking at, they lose to Concord 6-1, but Concord is 12-2. So
they've improved.
Clearly there's some improvement there, and if we can say that South has improved vastly, we have to look at what North has done here today, defensively anyway.
I'll tell you, the one team that is going to rake through things and maybe all the way to the finals, and then we'll see how it works out, is Merrimack.
Right.
Strong team this year. Winnicott, strong team.
Yeah, Winnicott.
Londonderry, strong team.
Yep. So these 2 teams will do it all over again on Wednesday at Nashua North at 4 o'clock. We'll see if we can get some updates from Holman Stadium as they had their first pitch about 25 minutes ago. And as Tom mentioned, obviously the North will get a first round bye.
Right now, the two teams in their region in baseball, the two teams that should be favored in the region are North and Alvern. Alvern's probably the best team of the locals. Merrimack is in another region. No, I'm sorry. Merrimack is in that region. They're going to play Bishop Gert. Now, here's the thing. They're playing BG twice this week, and then again on Memorial Day. So 3 times in a week.
Ooh, and a late swing there. It was a situation where Lopez was behind in the swing, but she got a good piece of it. If she swings out a little bit earlier, that could have been trouble for the Purple Panthers. So Lopez, we'll see if she comes off speed here. Lopez gets jammed a little bit. That ball falling fast, and Lopez going to get the single.
The first hit of the game for Nashua North.
And I think it all goes back to that foul ball. It was a late swing, but it probably felt good off the bat.
She timed it. She knew that. See, Ward was taking something off those pitches. She wasn't coming in hard. And Lopez able to get the bat on the ball, and she gets a base hit, and now North has the leadoff man on. The one thing you want to do here is see if you can stay away from the double play. And you wonder, will Lopez run? I doubt it now. You get the leadoff person on. I think you probably want to play station to station until you get a couple of runners on.
Redmond with a chance to move Lopez along, and she has a late cut at that one. And we know that depending on how far Lopez ventures off of first, we know DeRusha has a cannon down to first base, so she won't venture too far off.
She'll make that throw down. Oh, you never know.
And that pitch just missed, so things even up for Redmond now at 1-1. 3-0, South on top here. And that ball was high. It looked like it may have fooled Redmond at the outset, but she was able to stay off of it, so she's ahead now in the count. That ball behind Redmond. So now, Tom, the Titans have runners at first and second on the bases on ball to Redmond.
Yeah, what they have is a tying run at the plate.
Alan Carbonneau now will come up to bat.
Here in the 5th.
Made a couple of nice plays out there in center field defensively. We'll see if she can pick her team up offensively here. Get North on the board. Nice pitch and a nice cut all the way around there.
I'll tell you what, when Ward ups the speed, the Titans are late with their swings.
Yeah, they can't catch up to it.
No.
Especially when it rises. She's fooled them with the riser a number of times as well.
There's the low, and they've been good at laying off the low pitch. Ward is better off when she gets the ball up.
Count evens up at 1-1 now to Carbonneau. Ward will peer in, get the signal, and deliver. That was an off-speed pitch. Took a little something off of that, and Carbonneau just missed it. 2-2 now.
Jenna Gianelli telling her, just level her swing out. Hope you're enjoying this inaugural softball game here. Our maiden voyage of softball on ETV.
Ooh, and that pitch didn't miss by much. I believe the count is now full, Tom, so we'll see what happens on this next pitch. And if you look,
tell you what happens, send the runners.
Carbonneau is forward in the box. Ooh, and a good spoil there.
Yeah, definitely. Stayed alive.
Shorten up that bat, shorten up that swing, and protect that plate, which is exactly what Carbonneau did.
Staying alive.
Tom King will give us the rendition of the Bee Gees hit in between innings here. And that one will be...
almost at first, double it up. Infield fly, right?
Infield fly rule, I
gotta be.
believe.
Gotta be, yes. Yep.
Nobody called it. Both officials, both umpires looked at each other and then kind of gave the nod. So one down on the infield fly there.
Well, you kind of have to nudge Hawk a
Yeah.
little bit, make sure he doesn't fall asleep.
Just go down and start talking about Milford golf. And ooh,
Well,
Riddell was going to lay down the bunt to try to advance the runners.
I mean, for a guy that's up at 6 every morning, it's close to his bedtime. So,
Right.
You know. Oh my God. He and I are definitely on different time schedules. Outside.
Well, Tom, you were born in the 40s, right? So things are a little different.
20s.
20s, gotcha. Good. The speakeasies were in full effect.
Believe me, back in the 20s, nobody spoke easy.
Oh, and a great bunt laid down. No play to make, and bases are loaded.
What a great bunt. The ball just died.
It died there, Tom. Bases loaded.
Single.
No place to put them now.
And the Titans now. And now you see the infield in with 1 out. DeRush coming out, and there's going to be a little conference here.
Not a bad timeout to go over the options and where you want to position yourself. You know, obviously 1 run it does not put you in peril. You still have a 2-run lead, so you don't want to get careless. Getting that second out ever important here as you look at the infield. They are in, and the leadoff hitter, Mackenzie Tanner, a chance to do some damage.
Yeah, if I'm Ward, nothing but heat.
And that was a good look.
Nothing but heat. Don't even change speeds. They can't catch up to your fastball. Keep it going.
You see Tanner now. She is positioned about the middle of the box. That pitch is low, and a good stop there by DeRusha.
Yeah, that was the warning sign to me, was the low pitch, the low roller earlier in this inning. It says that Ward has just lost just a little bit.
Again, the low pitch. I wonder if we'll see that rising fastball here. She's seen low a couple of times.
2-1 is the count.
Yeah, you're going to see it here, I think, Tom.
Yep.
Yep. And
Missed.
3-1 Tom.
Missed
No, a strike.
Outside. Oh, wow,
geez.
really? Jeez, come on. You got to raise the hand right away, huh?
It's a 1-syllable word, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So we're 2-2.
That makes this pitch a little bit different, doesn't it?
Yeah. Same pitch, fastball.
Oh, and she couldn't catch up to it.
Foul tipped.
Strike 3. Wow, that was a great cut. And if she had made contact with that, things would have gotten very interesting.
It's number 11.
Paige Stapleton, the right fielder, will come in. So a huge out for Nashua South and for Natalie Ward. That ball going high off the backstop, but again, no room back there to operate.
No room, but the key is it's a fastball that goes high.
Right.
So it's going to have velocity off the fence. If
right.
it was a slow pitch, that's when you might want to think about going in, because the ball will just die behind there.
It can hit a post, it can hit a link. Never know which way it's going to bounce. Swing and a miss there. Count evens up at 1-1. Bases are loaded here in the, where are we, Tom? Top of the fifth inning at Nashua South. And North with their best opportunity of the afternoon. And got a piece of it. There's a force out at home. That ball airmailed for the 3rd out, and that'll get the Panthers out of trouble. Is a nice heads-up play there by the 3rd baseman. Going home with that play, that was Jillian Daly.
So no runs for the Titans, but they did have 2 hits, no errors, and 3 men left on base. Tough one for North. Tough. But you know what? They're hanging in there.
They're hanging in there, and if you get and you have a chance if you hang around long enough, and they're proving it. Still no updates from Holman Stadium.
Who's supposed to give you the updates?
Steve Lane said he was going to be calling me. Yeah, exactly right. Oh, wait a minute. And just as I say that, Steve Lane, 2-2 after 2 innings.
2-2 after 2. Good.
So Coach Lane, good looking out. Guess where he's sitting?
Yes. Would you tell Mr. Lane to take good notes, please?
Yes.
When I get there, I expect a full recap.
Tom King says, take good notes, Coach. All right, 2-2.
Two there, 3-0 here. Bottom 5.
The wind starts to pick up here in the bottom of the 5th as Alexis Roberge steps in.
Starts to pick up. This has been a windy afternoon. After a couple of days of heat, humidity, and pollen.
Roberge.
I had to leave the broadcast for a couple of hitters on Friday because the pollen was getting into my eyes.
That bad, yeah.
I had to get the dark glasses. I couldn't see with the light.
Right. We definitely could use some rain here.
And I missed River Hart's leadoff home run.
Ugh.
That was a great, fabulous game.
Yep.
Fabulous game, Merrimack and South baseball on Friday that we did here on ETV. John Collins did an outstanding job calling the action because there was a lot of action in that game. And he and I were back and forth on strategy the whole time.
Yeah, John's always good to discuss strategy. He is a baseball junkie.
He is.
That base is on balls to Roberge, sends her down to first.
And of course, he and I did not agree on anything. So
well, what else is new, right?
Right, but I was right.
Oh, and the hit by pitch will send Audra Robinson down to first base. So now, with nobody out,
first and second, nobody out, and you want to keep this game as close as you can because you feel that last inning you had Ward on the edge, and you might be able to do it again. If you're Nashua North, if you're Nashua South, you want to break this thing open. You want to get 3 or 4. You want to get 3 or 4 runs in this game.
Jenna Gianelli coming out, and there it looks like they're going to make the move.
Right.
And a nice job, I have to say there, Tom, a great job of pitching there by Medina. She battled all day, kept them in it. And,
anytime there was a runner on base, she made the right pitch to get him out, except for one, a two-out base hit.
Lizette Medina, a junior for the Titans, has a good outing, and she will depart here. 4+ innings of work for the Titans. And she will give way to number 22. That is Paige Stapleton. So Stapleton will move over from her right field position. And it looks like they put...
Let's see, who's that? They put Lopez
right
out
field.
right.
Lopez is in right. Yeah,
so
I saw her.
So you lose a DH. So... because Lopez was the DH, I would imagine.
Right.
She was. So now she's out in right field, and Stapleton's on the mound, and let's see what North can do.
And it looks like, to me, Stapleton has a little more speed on her fastball. So maybe the change in speeds will have an effect on some of these South hitters. They've become used to seeing
the floater,
Medina, right?
The floater, the off-speed stuff. So let's see.
Beautiful day here on the campus of Nashua South High School. Jason Roby and Tom King calling the action for you. Tim O'Neill is the man on the moving pictures.
Gorgeous day.
Executive producer is Pete Johnson at ETV.
Wonder if we're in for any thunderstorm problems with the baseball game on Wednesday.
Well, it's going to be a hot one, Tom.
Yeah, and then usually when it's hot and then it's cold the next day, there's usually something coming through to change
something behind it.
So let's see. First and second, nobody out.
That one bounces in the dirt, and the runners are on the move. There'll be a play at third. And she is in sliding safely and made a nice job of adjusting towards the left field side of the bag so as to avoid that tag. Had she been closer to the catcher side of the bag,
it would have been
an out.
Yep. But that's a wild pitch as that ball rolled.
Right. And another roller there. So we have runners at second and third, nobody out here.
Got to have the coach, Kevin Handy, move a little bit so I can get the clear shot for the photo.
Stapleton having some issues early on here. Nice pitch there, and she waited on it, and that one gets over the reach of Lopez. That could clear the bases, Tom.
That could be an inside the park home run.
And I think it's going to be. He'll send her. There won't be a play at the plate, and a home run.
Inside the park home run.
Nice piece of hitting. Lopez had a shot at it late, got the glove up. It just went over her reach. And the speed on the base pass by, it looked like, well, really all the South runners, but Morgan Gillis motored around those bases. The shortstop fleet of foot, and that busts things open a little bit here.
Yep, 6-0. Sure does. And you know what? Gillis is having herself a day. That's 5 RBIs.
And just a freshman, Tom.
Yeah, no kidding. We saw her in basketball. She was, looked strong early in the year, and then I think, things got a little tough for her here and there. Teams were starting to defend her a little bit. But in softball today, she's having a great day. And you feel for Lopez, who had to come in cold, more or less, and then that ball is hit and hung up, and it looked like maybe she might have, because she's got a long reach.
Was that opposite field, Tom, or was it? It was, right?
Yeah, yep, it was.
So they had her playing
the
pole.
Playing in, So Lopez came in, then she started to dart out and figured, oh, you know what? I'm going to have to make a try here. And it went right over her head. Just barely missed the glove. Barely.
A real good swing there by the shortstop,
Gillis. Once that ball got to the wall, I said, okay, it's going to be at least a triple.
Rogers. That might draw. Oh, Willie Mays style.
Catch, yes.
Wow, what a play by the third baseman for Nashua North. A great play by Tanner as she reached over the shoulder. And again, another great play defensively by the Titans.
Super play.
Medeiros will step in now. Ooh, that off-speed pitch will be taken for a strike, and a good off-speed there delivered by Stapleton.
Let's see, these are more hittable pitches that they're seeing. The speed that they're used to. As you can tell, they put the ball in play a lot more in this.
And it looked like that's exactly what Kevin Handy was talking to her about was, look, you're going to get something you can hit. She's got to throw strikes. We'll see. And he was right. Oh! So a great play prior to that one, and then that ball gets through the wickets of Tanner. She'll rub her hand off in the dirt.
Might have been a tough play to make it at first, but it went through. So
well, it got there quick, Tom. It was a hot shot to the third baseman, and with one down, they have another runner in Medeiros at first. And kind of a cut swing there. Looks like Malia Martel, Tom, has entered the game, the junior outfielder.
As a pinch runner.
Right. Oh, she's hitting.
Oh, she's hitting.
She's hitting. Malia Martel. Martel gets a piece of one, and flashing the leather there was a real great play by Tanner. So 2 down now.
So the choice was first or second, and she chose first.
I think because she would have had to throw across her body to get to second.
She had a clear shot at first base. So Ward is up now with a runner in scoring position at second. 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 5th, 6-0 in favor of the Titans. It was 3, and they just put 3 more in on a
3-run
home
digger.
run, 3-run homer by Gillis around the bases inside the park. Couple hops to the wall.
Oh, and a good pitch there by Stapleton off speed. Had Ward fooled, it kind of fell right off the table there. Fool me once. We'll see what Ward does on this next pitch. She's been on base 3 times today.
Right.
That one outside. Dug up there by Brady, the catcher. And an infield pop-up. That's going to be handled and dropped.
No, dropped, but an infield fly, less than 2 outs though. Let's see.
Yep, 2 outs, and so
the infield fly doesn't apply.
Not in effect.
No.
Wow, and that was just the play by Small, the shortstop. So you can't give this team extra outs, Tom.
No, you can't. Can't give anybody extra outs.
Right.
In this game.
Jillian Daly will get a shot now at Stapleton. She's been on base a couple of times today. And that's going to drop and produce some more runs, at least one. We'll see if they waver in. They will. Nope.
No, Kevin Handy was pointing to go home, but held up.
So another run on the board there via that extra out on the error. Score is now 7-0 Panthers with 2 down here. As DeRusha now step in.
Lopez did a good job to get that ball in quick and prevent any more runs from scoring.
That pitch in the dirt, low and away.
Now, if you're DeRusha, you're looking for something you can drive.
Yeah.
The speed is not quite there, but it's faster than it was with Medina.
Now Stapleton having some control issues here. And it looks like Gianelli will
She'll issue the free pass.
Concede the free pass, yep. And so DeRusha will go down to first base. Runners on every bag for the Panthers. And they'll see.
The Roberts, for the second time, she led off the inning with a walk. So this is the 10th person to hit here in the inning.
Swing and a miss there. Yeah, she was out in front of that one, pulled her head. She knew it too.
Exactly. This inning stretched out because of an error on a pop fly in the infield.
And the Titans have been pretty good handling those all day.
Yeah, it's just that one mistake.
Ooh, again with the off-speed pitch.
Know, you put it there again, it's going to be strike 3 because she's going to be tempted to swing at it because it rises up. So let's see. 0-2.
Titans desperately need to get out of this inning. Just missed.
I kept waiting for the arm.
A bit high. We're going to have to take our read from the batter because they'll know before we do.
I kept waiting for the arm to come up. Same pitch as before that she swung and missed, swung right through.
Well, I think at this point you don't throw anything different. You're 2-2 now. You were ahead 0-2.
You got to be careful that you got to throw a strike. You don't want to walk in a run.
That one fell fast, so full count now. She's come back to work the count full, has Roberge.
Didn't get that pitch on 0-2, and now a little overcompensating for it. Yep.
She'll get her second free pass of the inning, and a run will come in.
8-0 now. So we'll tell you here, okay? If we see a repeat of what Gillis did with a grand slam,
right,
that ends the game. There's a 12-run rule. 12-run mercy rule.
Well, Gillis has been on base every time she's been up to bat.
Well, it's not Gillis up.
Not Gillis, excuse me.
What I'm saying, if you see a repeat of that same play.
Right, this is Audra Robinson.
Right, if Robinson can somehow line it over the outfielder's heads, this game may be over. And I never thought it would have gotten to that the way it was going.
Ball 2 now.
Gianelli calls time. She wants to talk to the home plate umpire. And she wants to go out to the mound. Or to the circle.
So they're going to make a pitching change.
Yep.
They're going to bring, I think they're going to bring Medina back here, Tom.
Yep, they are.
Yep.
Re-enter. Lopez comes out.
So Lizette Medina will come back to the hill and see if she can finish things out this half inning.
But it's a 2-0 count on the hitter, right? Isn't it?
I believe it is, yeah.
On Robinson.
So she'll inherit that count, will Medina.
Yep.
Base is still full of Panthers. They've broken things open here in the bottom of the 5th with 5 runs scored. And that extra out that you gave them has reared its ugly head.
Oh boy, has it ever. So Medina back in the game to try to throw South off its pace. And of course, on deck is
that would
Gillis.
be Gillis, the freshman shortstop.
Yep, and you don't want to see her hit again after what she did earlier in this inning with a 3-run homer.
So the fact that you can bring Medina back in, probably a good move, a batter before, so she can get herself back into the game mindset-wise.
Right, because she did not give up the home run.
Right. Robinson now digs in. Time called by Sabowski. They're just making sure they have the count correct. And you were right, Tom, a 2-0 count. And Sabowski just confirming that with the home plate umpire. Nice pitch there by Medina.
Oh, that's a great pitch.
2 balls and a strike now.
Throws the hitter.
To Robinson. Robinson was hit by a pitch. A line drive out.
Line drive. Oh, almost caught.
Just tagged second, and they are out of the inning.
How about that? What a play. The ball knocked down, rolls right to the second baseman, touches the bag. See you later.
That was a hot shot off the bat. And it went off leather and took a great Titan roll and a quick thinking to step on the bag so they get out of it.
Titans do score 5 times, though.
The Panthers.
I mean, the Panthers scored 5 times.
Yeah.
And they are up 8-0.
We'll head into the top of the 6th inning here.
How about that? Nice play to knock it down.
Yeah.
And then, as luck would have it, usually when you knock a ball down like that and it bounces that far away from you, you got to eat it and everybody's safe. But no, right to the second baseman who tags the bag. Smart play, presence of mind to know that the force was on.
Fortunate that you had bases loaded. You had some choices there of where you could go with the ball. You didn't have a lot of time.
No.
But thankfully, and sometimes too you see those plays and it gets the infielders going in the wrong direction.
Well, at second, she only had 1 play. That was it. She had to touch the bag. She had no time to make a throw anywhere.
So Natalie Ward will come back out for the 6th inning here for the Purple Panthers, who have a comfortable 8-0 lead. The Titans had bases loaded last half inning, if I am not mistaken, and were unable to come away with any runs.
Right.
So they've been close. This will be the catcher, Riley Brady. She was hit by a pitch her last time up and has also walked. She'll take a strike from Ward. Nice pitch there, spoiled by Brady. Good cut, but she is down 0-2. As we mentioned, it was 2-2 at last check. Now it's North 3-2 after 3 innings from Holman. Ooh, and bringing some cheese there, Tom.
A low strike. Now, she had usually gotten hers on risers.
Right.
That was a low pitch.
So another strikeout there. Kenzie Brady struck out a couple of times today, once looking, once via the swing. She fouls off a pitch to the right side. Swung just a tad late. So if she can get that timing down, we'll see if Ward comes back with some off speed.
We are now at 12 for Ward.
Riser there. 1 ball, 1 strike to Brady. Swing and a
right there.
great play by the first baseman.
Oh, it was a great hit.
Yeah,
the ball
that
hit
was
hard and right to first.
Audra Robinson was there and waiting for it. Good piece of hitting there, but all it yields is an out. And so Samantha Small, the shortstop now, make away, and a good piece of hitting there. We'll see if it drops.
Yes,
it does.
No reason to have to charge that ball.
Right.
You're up by 8 runs.
If you do and you miss,
and the ball goes by, then you give up extra bases for no reason.
and you've got the speedy Small on first
Right.
base, she could turn that into a double, maybe even a triple. So a good play defensively there, nursing that 8-0 lead as Lopez now makes way into the box.
That's the thing is, there's no reason to gamble.
Right. And that one's going to fall and take a weird spin.
It's got to be a base hit.
Yeah, sure is. So a lot of funny English on that one as it kind of rolls between the pitcher, the third baseman, and the shortstop. Lopez finds herself on first. So the Titans have something going here in the 6th.
Nothing was better, though, than Riddell's bunt single. The ball was just dying in the dirt.
That was a good one.
That was amazing.
So Redmond now
That's how you bunt.
with a chance to move the runners up. She walked her last time at bat and advanced all the way to third. That was the last half inning. Unfortunately for the Titans, she did not score.
Little 2-out rally here by Nashua North, trying to break through and get a run.
And there it is. She's gonna be safe. She was off the base. So bases are now loaded. Wow. I have to tell you, you got to tip your cap to Coach Gianelli. These kids are playing hard all the way through this thing.
They've been doing it all year long. They've been playing hard. She's made numerous mentions of that they've been playing hard for her all season. They're definitely engaged in this one.
Yeah. So now Kaylin Carbonneau with a chance here for the
Carbonneau
Titans.
here with bases loaded and 2 outs.
Nowhere to put him, and that ball was a little high to Carbonneau, so she was the victim of the infield fly rule her last time at bat. And a
Foul ball.
nubbler down the third baseline played there by Coach Gianelli. And a base hit into the gap, and they're going to get the force at third. It looked like it might get through, but a great play there.
Gillis at short.
Yeah, she made a great play.
She was there. She was positioned well. So while it was in the gap, it was right at the shortstop, and she makes the throw to third base.
Yeah, Gillis, the flash in the leather, swinging the bat real well today, and thwarts another scoring opportunity for Nashua North, who have left the bases loaded twice over the last 2 innings. So 8-0 here as we go into the bottom of the 6th inning.
Yeah, 3 hits in that inning, all in the infield. So bottom of the 6th. Again, it's an 8-0 lead. If South extends it to 12, the game is over.
Right.
In other words, if they have an inning like they had last inning when they scored 5 runs.
And they will bring Lizette Medina back into the circle.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, no, she pitched, you know what? She pitched really well, and give her a chance to get through this half inning. I agree with you. Morgan Gillis, she waited on that one, but that was even more off speed than the last one. So,
and don't forget, her home run did not come off the deep.
No.
It was off the velocity pitch.
Correct.
And that's what South was counting on with the pitching change, and it worked out in their favor. 1-1
now to the freshman shortstop. She waited on that one. That's going to drop,
that
and
was
a good piece of hitting.
That was a good piece. It was a pitch that dipped down low, and Gillis went down and got it.
Yeah, she's 4 for 4 on the day here.
Yeah, she's had herself a day. My guess is she may be running.
So this is Natalia Rogers, sophomore here. She'll get a chance to swing the stick, and Natalia Silverman Rogers is a sophomore outfielder. Here comes Medina. Good cut there. And just falls, almost caught.
Because there's room back there to grab something if you can, right up against the fence. You got to get there quick, though.
Brady may have lost it briefly, and when she found it, it was too deep. A nice piece of hitting there.
Right up the middle.
Yeah, she had a chance, the second baseman for the Titans.
Just out of her reach.
Just out of her reach. A good effort there by Redmond. But base hit for Natalia. And Rogers has been on a couple of times today. A line drive out, a pop out, fielder's choice, and that ball's going to drop. And the single that she just had, and speaking of...
the play there was the throw to second.
Yep.
Not the throw to third.
Yeah, it looked like Rogers maybe got caught not knowing what to do, and they had a play at second, but they missed it. And so, Tom King, bases are full of Panthers.
And again, 4 runs in this inning ends it.
So Malia Martell, the junior, will come on the play. They're going to try and score at the plate.
They are.
Slides in, and through the sandstorm, she is in.
Wild pitch, and it's now 9-0.
So good hustle there by Morgan Gillis.
So now North on their own, having a conference on the mound to go over things.
First base is empty. There are no outs here in the 6th inning. And Malia Martell is up to bat. Junior settles in. Medina getting a piece of it. The bottom dropped out from under that pitch. It's fouled straight down into the dirt. Swing and a
knocked it down.
Wow, a good
no
play there, but couldn't scoop it up.
Knocked it down, held it to 1 run.
Right. So Samantha Small went down, knocked it down, couldn't get the play at first. Another run scores for Nashua South.
And it is now 10-0.
And that one is into the field. And they'll drop and they'll bump into each other.
There's
and
one
this
run.
could do it, Tom. We'll see.
Nope,
No, they'll hold them up. And that ball hung up there for a while. You typically would yield to the center fielder, but they had her shaded to left field, so it was further for her to run.
Right, and they both collide. They collide, and now 2nd and 3rd with nobody out.
That ball's in the dirt.
And 1 run needed to win the game. A run scored on that, correct?
Yes, sir. So
yeah.
Jillian Daly, the freshman, with a chance to end this one for the Panthers.
Yeah.
She's been on base a couple of times here today.
And Jenna Gianelli calls time and coming out to the mound, or to the circle.
So Tom, even though it's been one-sided from a runs standpoint, I really like what I've seen here from both of these teams today.
It's been interesting. They've both made some key plays, some good softball IQ, and a couple of lapses here and there. So
Right.
that's what you would expect from these two teams. When combined, they have 4 wins.
And here's the difference, Tom. The difference is the Titans have had the bases loaded a couple of times and were unable to bring any of those runs to the plate, whereas the Panthers were able to take advantage of those situations.
Exactly.
And that ball is a shot. We should have a tag up here. And unfortunately, she was taking off on contact and had to come back to third base. So a little bit of a base running gaff there. If she had stayed, that probably, I don't know if they would have had a play at the plate or not.
Well,
ball was well struck off the bat.
It was, and now DeRusha is up.
So with 1 down here,
she's got 1 hit in 4 plate appearances. It was walked intentionally, and I'm wondering if they'll put her on again.
Take their chances with Roberge, but no, they're going to pitch to her, I think, Tom. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll
see what the count gets to.
Yeah.
And she held off on that one as well. 2-0 now quickly. That's the last time they did that, I believe. They put her on. You're right. But it's going to be Medina. And that one was high. 3-0 now. An 11-0 ball game here from the campus of Nashua South. Shadows starting to creep in from left field.
Hit her, or did they put her on?
I think it hit her.
Hit her,
It took a weird bounce, so bases are loaded now. Alexis Roberge will come up. Again, she's been on base a couple of times today as well via the walk. She'll take a pitch high and outside for ball 1. No place to put the Panthers.
No, and with 1 out, you're either looking for a double play if you're North, force at any base,
and that's going to do it.
That will do it. It hit her on the head, actually, and that'll do it. That's the end of the game.
So your run differential now is 12.
Well, it's 12. What are they doing?
I think they're going to
now
call
they
it.
realize it.
Yep.
Yep, they did.
Yep. So there you go, a 12-0 Panther victory. Although you have to like what you saw early on from this Titan team. They never gave up. They played their hearts out. Unfortunately, they left some runners on base, were unable to put anybody across the plate, whereas the Panthers were able to score those runs during those situations. So the Panthers will move on the season to 4 wins, while North still has to look forward to a chance to play this South team again on Wednesday at the Nashua North campus. As mentioned, both of these teams will make the playoffs. It is an open tournament where the teams are seeded based on basically pulling them out of a hat, for lack of a better term. And these teams could face each other a third time potentially.
We like to say random draw.
Random draw. We'll go with that. Thanks.
Yes, that's what we like to say. So, anyway, great job, Tim O'Neill on camera. Pete Johnson, our executive producer. Jason Roby, great job by you. We have done softball now on ETV. I don't think there's much we haven't done anymore. So,
Highlight. We're going to do some highlights. Is there any of that in NHIA? No. Probably not.
Chess.
Perfect.
Yep, there we go. So
we'll see you on Wednesday, Tom. We'll be calling the boys game between North and South. We'll see if I can get one more score update before we go. It does appear that I have a text. Now it is 4-3 South after 4.
So I got a little bit of time to go. All right.
So the softball game is over here. At the conclusion of this one, it is 12-0 South win, and we will see you all on Wednesday.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Final score, 12-0 in favor of Nashua South.